what can I do passively because I don't have the energy to do business for survival? I need approximately 90,000 per month.
The annuity, its sole purpose is to replace your income. But how much income will you be getting per month?
Out of the 7 million.
Out of 7 million. Pension has a lot of things that majority of our people don't understand. There is this monster called tax.
Hi guys, I hope this video finds you well. My name is Martin, in case you are here for the first time. Na sisi ni watu wa insurance. In this channel we do two things: civic education as well as reviews on insurance, especially within the Kenyan market. Definitely if you have been careful to watch our pace, tumekuwa tukijibu maswali yenu, especially in regards to insurance. Na leo we just want to continue doing that, and we are really enjoying because we are now having real conversation with you. And thank you very much for those of you who have been sending our questions, those questions, because you are helping us now tackle actual issues that you are facing in insurance. And the reason why we do this is because we don't want you to consume insurance without knowledge, because lack of it means you can be disappointed or maybe frustrated. Not because insurance is bad, but because you didn't have information at the point of buying insurance covers. Without wasting much time, I want to read the question. So une mtu anasema, I am 59 years old. I am set to retire in 1 year or in a year's time. All I own is a piece of land in Kiambu, that is 1 acre, and 5 acres in Laikipia. Then akona shares worth 1 million. Then fixed deposit KCB, that is 300,000. Safaricom shares akona 100k. Then she is expecting a pension of around 10 million. And then she lives in her own house. Her children are done with education and they are okay. So wako employed. So there's no burden in as far as children are concerned. So anauliza, what can I do passively because I don't have the energy to do business for survival? I need approximately 90,000 per month. Okay? So out of the investments and the savings that she has done, hataki ku gamble na biashara, because of course if you have ever tried business, it's not obvious that the business is going to pick. So because she doesn't want to take chances, anataka an investment option that is going to be passive na bado impatie around 90,000, because akifanya mahesabu yake ya bills na nini, 90,000 especially sababu hana any other burden kama ya watoto, 90,000 will be sufficient for her for a month. So anataka investment itampatia 90,000 for a month to be able to survive after retirement, because life doesn't end at retirement. Okay, so we want to have this conversation, and from where I stand and what I have listened from a resident expert, that is Moi, this is going to be one of its kind. This video is going to be a lengthy one, but of course you're going to get a lot of value. So make sure to like, share, leave a comment and a question in the comment section, so that we'll be able to do a video and help you understand what you're looking for. So without wasting much time, I want to introduce my partner, yes, so that we can have now this discussion. So karibu sana Bwana Moi.
Thank you so much, conversation, Martin.
Yes.
Again, to our viewers, as always, I welcome you all so that we can have a good conversation today. We've decided to take a different direction, and we are going to advise those people who are set possibly to retire in 5 years, going upward, so that even as you think of exit, you have a good information. And so let us just begin.
Yes.
Because of time. So the very first thing is to analyze the client, and we've listened to her, and we understand what she has as a soft asset, hard asset, and what she really wants. But the question is, from your end, do you think the client is well off, or do you think she's just an average?
I think okay, there are some things she got right, and maybe there are some things that she feels she has not gotten right.
Good.
Because number one, she is in her own home. At least that's something to
Sure.
is an achievement. Because there are those people who retire but still hawana their own home.
Yes.
So at least that one is tackled. But what she doesn't have is passive incomes. So there are those she has tried, but there are those she at least feels she's behind.
But let's appreciate her
Yes.
because she really fought.
Yes.
Kujaribu hapa na pale.
Yes.
But let's now see practically what she ought to do, because that is the essence of this forum.
Yes.
So first of all, let us divide these investments into two. The very first thing is to understand what are the hard assets and the soft assets. So the hard assets are those assets, or what do we call them? Anything that is there ought to be bringing in something. Unfortunately, it's just lying idle. So we are talking of pieces of lands and undeveloped plots. So she has 1 acre. 1 acre in Kiambu. We have 5 acres in Laikipia. She has a small car. Yeah, she has a small car and a home. So what we need to retain the small car and the home, the 2 pieces of land, because they are undeveloped or they are not being how do we call it? Kulimo. We can know how to treat them.
Yes.
All the same, we also have something that would be bringing us a coin every month, and we are talking of a bank deposit.
She has a fixed deposit of 300,000.
Yes, 300,000.
She has
Safaricom shares.
100K.
100,000.
She expects a pension of 10 million.
Yeah, we have Safaricom shares. 100,000.
Sacco
shares. Sacco, 1 million.
1 million.
We have what else?
Pension.
10 million. Pension, 10M. These are soft because they can be liquidated. Yes, very, very fast. So having an understanding on that, let us now look at what she really needs. At retirement, we understand that the immunity of an aged person tends to be weaker.
Yes.
Yeah. So currently she's still working, meaning that her medical cover is taken care of.
Yes.
Unfortunately, once she exits, she will have to take care of that.
Yes.
So we have now understood that. We have just 1 year to make up the mind on how to survive. Remember, the client requires how much?
90,000.
90,000,
Yes, per
which
month.
is I would suggest that she awache kuwa too ambitious. 90,000 is a lot of money, and I will show you why. Now we have this, because we have 1 year. I would advise her to start thinking of disposing this. The Kiambu land, which is 1 acre, could give us maybe 10 million. But currently, as it is, it's just a land. Laikipia, 5 acres. This one could be, let's say, 2 million. Now, what we know about the land is that sometimes they can take 1 year, 2 years before you convert it into cash. Because we have those pieces of land, and I can tell you, it is not easy to liquidate them. Yeah. So what we need is we need cash or cash flow at the time of retirement. But let us first of all get to understand what our mom can do. Now, the very first thing is to convert or to consolidate every asset that can be liquidated. Now, we have this piece of land, we can liquidate it. We have Safaricom shares, that one wacha tuiwache. We have talked of 100,000 it may not really serve us any good. Wacha iwache so that anaweza
there's no much value.
There's no much value. Yes. Because what we know about the shares is that they are quite volatile. She could be intending to sell, unfortunately the price, and we know how that behave.
Yes.
But we have the bank deposit,
300,000.
We also have a SACCO, 1 million. Yeah. So, and then we have the pension. How do we treat this?
Now, before we even go to that point,
yes.
Although I know we are going to come to that conversation, maybe there's someone who is asking, if pension is 10 million,
yes,
why are you telling me to dispose of maybe a piece of land that I'm not developing, or maybe I'm not intending to develop very soon? Because maybe I can leave that for my children. Why should I dispose it?
Well, I will tell you this. If at all you educated your children, there's no point of being too much worried about them. Wow, watajisort. What the very first person to think of ni wewe. Achana na watoto. Hakuna mtu kama umesomeshwa vizuri, wewe utaenda kujitafutia zako. All the same, that doesn't mean that we don't need to bequeath our children something. But what I've said is this. Retirement is quite sensitive. And you will get to know that hii si pesa mingi as you might be thinking. So let us first of all, we can even ignore the land. Tuseme we have the land, yes, 1 acre yenye iko Kiambu, yes.
Wacha
tu ignore. Safaricom shares wacha tu ignore pia. But we have the bank with 300,000, we have the SACCO with 1 million. So my advice on SACCO and the bank, we can transfer this money to what we call money market fund. It would give us much value because of the compounding effect. Remember, money market fund gives us daily compounding, unlike the banks which until the year ends. When we talk of SACCO, remember you will be getting your dividends only at the end of the year, meaning that you cannot rely 100% on the SACCO.
And then also in terms of percentage, may not be very reasonable.
Absolutely. And because this the essence of you putting some money in a SACCO is when you need to get a loan.
Yes.
Now that you are 60, remember the SACCO rules or the bylaws that requires anybody who is above
60 years,
60 years
may not be
you're not eligible for any loan, not unless you are borrowing against
your own shares.
So what I would advise this client is to trick the SACCO, quote unquote. How do we do this? Because you are allowed to borrow, you
against your own shares.
Yes, you can go to the same SACCO and borrow 1 million. You save guarantee with this 1 million. So even if you are unable to repay the loan, remember you
have secured it with your own shares.
Remember you have already withdrew your money. And it is not as easy as 1, 2, 3 to withdraw the money from the SACCO. Once you inject your pesa kwa bank, it becomes very hard. I mean, not the bank, but the SACCO.
Once you buy shares, that specifically shares.
It becomes very difficult.
Not unless you bring someone who can buy off your shares,
which is not practical.
Yes.
Hakuna mtu anekanga pesa idle ati hii ni ya kununua shares za mtu fulani. Hapana.
Yes.
The only thing you have is to borrow and let them
retain your shares,
retain the money.
Guarantee.
Yes. Sasa wewe uko na your 1 million. Now you have around 1.3 million. You put it in money market fund. And although it may not really give us much, that is why I said before that our mom should not be very ambitious of spending 95,000 per month. Because 95,000 na akona nyumba yake, watoto wamesoma. I may not really understand why we need
90,000.
Yes. All the same, tunaweza sema ni kulingana na ile lifestyle
amejiwekea.
Amezoea. You get. But let's go back a little and see what we can do. the reasons to why I said that we have an option of a very hard decision to make, whether to retain the land or not, is because this money, as you will understand later in the video, it's a small amount of money.
10 million, you mean, is a small amount of money?
It's a small amount of money. I'm telling you that. At the same time, you'll see there's a lot of taxes. Now, if we had, because we have exactly 1 year to make this decision, that is why we are advising mom in advance. If it is possible, let her dispose this land. It could give her 10 million, and we have, even if we retained our SACCO money, our 10 million on approximate would be giving us around 110,000 per month. So her target of spending at least 90,000
has already been met.
That
is if she sells the land,
yes,
and puts that money in MMF.
Yes, it will give her approximately 110,000. Now, let us go with your idea that she needs to bequeath the children with this piece of land, and she fails. If she doesn't sell the land, we only have one option. We put that money, the SACCO money and the bank's deposit money, under money market fund. That one would be giving us around 13 or 15,000 per month.
So that is
1.3 million on approximate would be giving us around 13 to 15,000. Yes, 1,000
per month
when it is
in MMF.
Yes, in MMF. Unfortunately, the lifestyle of mom haiwezi kubali.
Watakuwa in deficit of around 75,000.
Yes. So where will we get the extra 75,000? Now let us go to the hard part. The hard part tunasema ni ati ni hii pension.
Anagojea pension. She knows she already akona investment.
Yes,
pension.
But pension has a lot of things that majority of our people don't understand. There is this monster called tax. And believe you me, it is quite hefty. Now, do we go down to the numbers?
Please. I want to understand why 10 million is little money.
Okay, let me show you. So the very first thing, as long as you are employed, you don't have a choice of taking the entire 10 million into your pocket. Even if you have 10 million,
it doesn't mean you'll get 10 million.
It doesn't mean you'll get 10 million. Let me explain this. The first one or the pension is divided into this. As long as you are an employee and you have something called pension, you are supposed to take that as a lump sum. And to that, you must, na sio tafadhali, you must buy what we call annuity. So I know.
So the government gives you that option. The only option.
It is the only option. So what is an annuity? This is a plan that it's a life insurance plan. You place that lump sum amount of money with an insurance. In return, it will be giving you monthly income as you are used to be paid.
Yes, it's kind of replacing your income.
Exactly. So what are the implications? So the one that, and I want to be a little bit slow here, we were on this pension.
Yes.
And you have 10 million. So the one that is around 3 million. The two that is 7
million.
7 million. So this 3 million, still you will not receive it 100% because of this Munyama code tax.
What do you mean?
Yeah. So the tax goes like this. We have 3 million. 3 million. The first from 0 up to 600,000, you don't pay tax. From The next group of 400,000, now that is a million, you'll pay 10%. The next 400,000, as per the law, you'll pay 15%. So in total that is 1.4. The next 200,000, you will pay 20%. So in total that is how much? This is 600 plus 400, 1 million.
This is 1.6.
1.6. So anything above 1.6 million,
above 1.6,
1.6 and above, you will pay 30%.
So we are talking, this is your money yenye umesave for years.
Yes.
But you are being taxed all this money.
Hapo ndio unasikia watu wakipiga nduru. This 1 point up over and above what is above 1.6, we are talking of the balance of 1.4, ndio utalipa 30%, meaning that the total tax you will pay. Here you are paying 0, here you are paying 10% of 400,000, that is 40,000. 15% of 40 or 400 or 40,000.
Let's do this maths.
Yes.
I think we can use your phone.
Yeah. This one, here you are paying a tax of...
let's give it actual numbers.
Yes, let us give it actual number. So here this is 40,000 tax. 40,000. Here is 60,000. Here 20% of 200,000 is 40,000.
Times what? Times 20%?
20%.
Yes,
40,000. Then 30% of 1.4.
1.4.
How much is that?
Sorry. 1.4 times 30%.
Yes.
420,000.
So tax here is 420,000.
So hii 1.4 ni kama unapokea 980,000. That is now your ile pesa unaita yako.
Higher. So total of this is how much?
So 420,000
plus 140.
Plus 140,000.
Yes, that is 500.
560,000.
560,000. That is what we call tax.
So your pension ya 3 million iko na tax ya 560,000.
Yes. So your net take home is,
oh my god, minus 3 million.
Yes.
2.44.
So your take home is 2.4 million. Hiyo ni kwa group ya kwanza ile ya tuliita third.
Yes.
The first third utalipa 560,000 kama tax. But the good thing is that you have a way of avoiding this. One way of avoiding this is by either doing one of these things. You can wait until you are 65 years.
But again, I don't think that's the best option because who tells you you're going to get to 65?
Okay.
I mean, just hopeful.
We are just hopeful. At the same time, look at this. 65, it means you have like 5 more years to go.
Yes.
Your employer does not allow you to work until 65.
Yes.
The question is, so that you avoid the 560,000 tax, how will you survive?
Oh, so you have said at the age of 65 there's no taxation.
At the age of 65 unapotea tax, zinateremka mpaka 0. So that is one way. Another way of avoiding this is if ufanye hesabu yako useme, because the first 600,000
is tax free.
Is tax free, I can withdraw that. And possibly I also withdraw the next 400,000. So kwa hiyo 1 million, I will just pay 40,000.
40,000.
I will take home
960,000.
So that is one way. Another way, unfortunately, that may not be enough to sustain you for the next 5 years, so that you avoid these other taxes. That is why we were saying that 10 million is not much.
That's all now. I'm getting it now.
Remember, if we had disposed this piece of land we were claiming to leave it for our children, hii ingetusaidia ku avoid all this. But now we have not sold the land. So hata ukisema nitachukua 1 million na ile ya sako ya 1 million na ile ya bank deposit ama 300,000 it still may not really sustain you. So you don't have a choice, you may be forced to take this money. Yeah, instead of waiting. Yeah, so that is one part that our people need to understand, that kwa ile that utalipa as follows. So another part, kuna mtu ananiambia okay, well sinitachukua hii but niko na ingine 7 million. Now how
yes, the two that
there is the two that because you don't have a lot of choices. Yeah, he is 7 million
so hii in short sio pesa yako, wewe unagawiwa kama dawa.
Wewe hata hapo sio wewe wewe ndio uko na choice ya ile insurance utapeleka. That is why we always advise because from where we sit we can be able to tell you which insurance has the best rate.
But the point here we are saying hiyo pesa hautaichukua uende nayo.
Hakuna, no matter what, hiyo pesa sio yako. Yes,
ni yako in quote.
Yes, but sio yako.
Sio yako.
So let's go back to this. I hope annuity. Yes, now I hope our people has taken note on that first part of the pension, or the first that, and now we have the excess of 7 million. How do we go about the 7 million, and how much are you expecting per month? Because we said that the annuity, its sole purpose is to replace your income. But how much income will you be getting per month?
Out of the 7 million.
Out of 7 million. So our 7 million annuity now, 7M, basically what happens is this. The 7 million, what you'll get is what you'll be getting on monthly basis. You can, simple maths, just 1% of your total.
What do you mean?
Yes, of 7 million.
So your 7 million will give you 70,000.
That is roughly how much you'll be getting on a monthly basis, between 70 and 80,000, but it can go way up to maybe 90,000 depending with the annuity type
rates,
or annuity. Yeah, because there are some other things that that you get to understand once you sit down with your financial advisor. Like, do you want this annuity to be escalating on annual basis? There are some clients who say, sahi nikiwa 60-64 hapo, sihitaji pesa mingi, but huko juu tutahitaji a lot of money. So you can choose your annuity to be escalating maybe with 3%, 5%, 10%. You get?
We'll do a different video.
Yes.
On annuity specifically.
Yes.
So 1% now.
1%. So our 7 million will be giving us around 70, let's call it 75,000. At the same time, remember there is this munyama we call tax.
So even this one is being taxed?
As long as hujafika 65 years, there is no escape. So the 75,000 also you will have to pay what?
Tax.
You will have to pay tax. And this is how you will be paying your tax. The first 25,000 you will be paying 0% tax. So out of 75, if you less 25,000, you have a balance of 50,000.
50,000.
So 50,000 from sasa hiyo ndio tunachukua, tunasema 0 up to 24,000 utalipa 10%. How much is that? That is 2,400. Then from 24,000 up to 32,333 you'll be paying 25%. Which is this is let's say 24. Okay, this is how much?
This is 24. Let's say 32 or say 24.
We say,
let's say even 24.
Yeah, let's say 24,000. Yes.
Times 25%.
Yes.
6,000.
6,000. 6K. And then anything above 32,000. So from 32,333 and above, you'll pay 30%.
Let's talk about 32.
So it's just this, eh?
Yes.
50,000 minus 32, which is around 18,000. So 18,000 times 30%.
Okay, 18,000 times 30%.
Yes.
5,400.
So 5,400. So you are still parting with around 10,000, eh? 10 to 12,000.
So out of your 75,000,
You will still
you
be
get 65. Around 65.
Yes, you are right.
Yes.
Yes, around 65. That is how much you will be taking
Home.
But if you wait until 65, it will be very very easy for you even kufanya hii hesabu. Itakuwa rahisi sana.
Because you are not now eligible to
Now you are not liable to
outside,
taxation.
outside bracket your tax.
Yes. Now the question is, how do we go about the 5 years? Miaka tano utaenda vipi? Yes, without really struggling. That is why we always advise our people, ukiwa age 50, hapo ndo unaanza kufikiria mambo na exit yako. Because you have like 10 years na unajua, because I want to avoid this. Because you alternatively, if we had met mom at an age of, let's say, 55 years,
55
no, let's even call it 55, this is what we would advise him or advise her. Let her dispose the piece of land, let's say 10 years, 10 million, or even 5 million, or let's say in Kiambu it's quite prime, let's say ameuza hii shamba for just 7 million. And this money aweke wapi? Money market. By the time anafika 60, atakuwa na pesa ngapi? Go to the money market and put this money into
So
put 7 million.
7 million.
Yes.
7 million.
7 million.
At the rate of
at an average rate of 11%.
11%. Eh?
Yes, for 5 years, 60 months.
So
by the time anafika,
age 60,
yes,
atakuwa na total wa 12 million, 12.1.
12.1. So hiyo 12.1 million ingekuwa imemsustain, inaweza msustain at least 5 years.
In fact, after 5 years, that 7 million will give her a monthly income of 110,000.
Good. So our budget ameipiga one touch, eh?
Yes.
So that ana avoid all this, badala ya kutoa pension yako at
the age of 60 without of taxation.
Yes.
You wait for 5 years, you do it without tax, but ukuwe na another source of income.
Na uko na streams mbili sasa. Because kama angekuwa na like by the time anafika 65, akuwe anapata hapa maybe 100,000, pale hata hangeona sense ya hizi zingine kuliquidate.
Kuguza, yes.
Kama sako shares anaweza ziwachilia. But what we can promise our viewers is that we can do another video specifically talking of annuity and how you can take advantage of this particular life insurance.
I think there is a lot to talk about annuities, especially numbers.
Good.
Sababu unaweza sema maybe uko na 10 million,
yes,
you think you are safe.
But let alone not 10 million, I can tell you, mtu mwenye ako na 20 million in pension, ile kitu huuma sana ni tax. Ukiwa na 20 million at 60 years, inakuwa reduced, hata wewe huwezi amini. Just do a simple math. If you had let me do this. Let's say huyo mtu ako na 20 million. So tumesema the first third atapata ikiwa lump sum. So kama mtu wa 10 million anakatwa 500,000, so it means mtu wa 20 million anakata 1 point. Around 1.1. That is how much he would part with. That is kwa third. And then kwa hiyo ingine, because hana a lot of choices, bado ita kuwa taxed. So not unless akona mtu mwenye anamuadvise, so that we can possibly see a way that hii pesa yako in every maybe 5 years and 5 months ina double. That is the only time it will make sense. Yes. But you could be having a lot of money. A lot of money. Na pesa inakuanga na mabawa.
Yes.
Let me say this.
Yes.
Yeah. Pesa hiyo 10 million if you're not careful ni pesa unaweza spend within 1 year.
Especially for those people who wakiretire, they want to be aggressive in business na hawajaifanya biashara.
Good.
It's very easy to go broke.
Yeah, very very easy. Yes, and you become overly generous.
Yes.
Kila kutushosho nini, sons, you want to like prove to them you love them.
And God forbid a disease come ikikuja inagonga hiyo pesa inaenda.
Hata tunaomba Mungu asikuletee kitu kama hiyo, but ikikuja it is always wise ikikuja the first thing you buy a medical cover.
So before you retire, plan for medical cover.
Plan how you will exit. Ukichomoka hivyo unaingia kwa medical ingine, it will be very very easy for you to manage retirement. Yes.
Wow. Yes. I think retirement is a very complex subject, and I think we cannot be able to cover everything in one video.
Agreed.
Ile kitu nimeona, we have a long way kucover mambo ya annuities ama agenda
mambo na pension, because pensions. Apart from annuities we also have
unit linked,
we have other plans za pension kuna watu huwa wanapewa lump sum na we call them provident fund. How do we treat that person? Because it is even riskier when you are given a provident fund.
It's riskier than when you are given
a pension. Yes. When you get your 100% share and maybe hujajenga, the most likely thing you ile kitu inakujanga kwa mind sana ni wacha nitoke kwa plot.
Yes.
So what do? You blow up the money within a very short time. You don't have the nyumba, maybe haijaisha. Sasa
I think I think this conversation is becoming interesting.
Yes.
So pia tutakuja kufanya some of the mistakes that you're not supposed to do at the point of retirement.
Yes.
So kama hujajenga usijenge.
Kama hujajenga wewe ukifika 58 na maybe hujajenga, don't it's not a crime to stay in a
rental apartment.
Hapana, it's not.
So what you can do is to create passive income to sustain your rental.
Yes. And it is much wiser than building at that particular age. Because again, unajengea nani?
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
I think there's a lot to learn, but for the sake of this video, I think let's stop at that. At least tuwapatie time ya ku digest. We have given them a lot of information.
Yes.
But we are here to stay. We are here to have more conversation about retirement. And thank you very much for watching this video to the end, and I hope you are learning something. Make sure to write a question in the comment section. We understand that there are so many things in insurance and in investments that have for some time been unclear, not very clear to so many people. Kama hizi mambo na annuities ama na pension, you think you are safe when you have a 10 million pension, but tumekuja kusoma you are halfway there.
You are halfway there. Absolutely.
You need to do a lot
yes.
to sustain your life after retirement. Now remember we said life does not end at retirement.
Yes.
It's just a transition.
It's just a transition. Yes. Wewe umetoka from active job.
Yes.
Umekuwa ukiangalia maybe a civil servant.
Yes.
Now umepewa a responsibility nyingine ya kujiangalia.
Yes.
Kujiangalia. Umekuwa ukiangaliwa all through kutoka maybe 18 years.
Yes.
Unapata job ingine once you hit 60.
Yes.
Now sasa ni wewe ujiangalie.
Yes.
Jiangalie.
And that transition, by the way, if you don't do it right, most people end up even losing their life.
Actually, within 3, 4, 5 years.
If you do it wrong, you die.
You die. You die. And sorry to say so.
Yes, it's the truth. So we cannot afford not to have this conversation in this channel about retirement, because it's a very safe way, as in planning is the safest way.
Good. Planning is the safest way.
Yes.
I agree.
Otherwise, if you don't plan, you are planning to die.
Sure.
So thank you very much for watching this video to the end. I hope you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't become part of this community. Leave a question and a comment in the comment section below. And turn on the notification bell so that every time we post a video, you'll not be left out. You'll always be reminded to watch. So thank you very much, and until we see you in the next one, God bless you and bye-bye.
Thank you.